Welcome to the deep dive, where we really plunge into the stories to pull out those surprising insights.
Yeah, we'll go beyond the headlines.
Exactly. And today, wow, we're looking at the journey of Bobby Flay. I mean, think about this.
It's pretty wild.
Right, high school dropout at 17. Now, a $60 million culinary icon, TV star, even, get this, a premium cat food guy.
Yeah, the cat food.
How does that happen? It wasn't luck. It wasn't, magic. Our sources keep pointing to one thing: brutal discipline forged behind a stove.
That's the core of it, really. So our mission here is to look past the fame, the food, delicious as it is, and explore that relentless discipline, that hidden force. We want to see what principles took him from, kitchen heat to boardrooms.
Yeah.
And yes, cat food.
And for you listening, this is like a shortcut, a way to see how someone builds an empire from, well, pretty unlikely beginnings. We've dug into the sources you sent.
Distilled the key stuff.
Yeah. And it's not just about cooking. It's a masterclass, really, in turning setbacks into success. Lessons you can use anywhere. Ready?
Let's do it. Let's unpack Bobby Flay.
Okay, so pillar one. This gets right to the heart of it. Mastery before money. The start is just remarkable.
It really is.
He drops out of high school, 17, no diploma, no plan. And his dad, Bill Flay, didn't exactly coddle him.
Nope. The challenge was pretty blunt. Get a job, any job.
And he did. Landed at Joe Allen's, the restaurant.
Right, in the theater district. And not glamorous work.
Not at all. Scrubbing pans, prepping lettuce. Sources call it brutal, repetitive, humbling.
But here's the fascinating part. Amidst all that grind, the steam, the repetition, he found focus. Something school never gave him.
It was his grind.
Yeah, his grind, foundational.
And then Joe Allen, the owner, he spots something.
Sees the dedication.
Yeah, he sees how Bobby moved in the kitchen, how he watched the chefs, asked questions, came in early just to watch. That's paying attention.
It really is. And Allen doesn't just notice, he acts. Makes this incredible offer.
Pays his way to the French Culinary Institute. Changed everything.
Totally. Flay graduates in '84. Gets this hands-on, practical mastery. Not just theory.
And that experience, it basically becomes his financial mantra. Skill first, money later.
Right, which is kind of countercultural now, isn't it? Everyone wants the brand, the fame, like instantly. But Flay, he was laser focused on one thing, becoming undeniable at his craft. Technical fluency, that was the goal.
Exactly. Building that deep skill. So he spends years, pretty much under the radar, just cooking, refining, learning flavors.
That's the decade of quiet obsession.
Yeah. So when Mesa Grill opens in '91 and wins that James Beard Award, it looks like overnight success, but it's built on 10 years of sweat.
Sweat and focus. The intensity of that work when no one's watching, that's key.
It really is. That's the difference.
And his financial power then, it didn't come from hype. It came from trust. Real trust.
Earned in kitchens, not on red carpets. I love that line from the sources.
Me too. And that trust, that's what lands the Food Network deals, the book deals, the investors. People bet on mastery they can see.
And here's the kicker, right? Even now, worth millions, he's still in there. Testing recipes, rewriting, tasting.
Still hands-on.
Lives the philosophy. He said you can't fake flavor. And that money is the residue of mastery, not the reason to chase it. It's almost pure.
It is. Very old school integrity. So the question for you listening is, what does this focus on master before money mean for you in your work, your career, especially today?
Powerful question. And that foundation, that craft, it didn't just stay in the kitchen, it opened doors. Which brings us to pillar two, from kitchens to cat food, the strategic career evolution.
Right, because his vision wasn't just about one great restaurant.
No, it was bigger. Not an ego, but an architecture. He saw restaurants as launch pads for brand, influence, longevity.
And he was young, only 26 when Mesa Grill opened in '91, wins Rising Star Chef in '93. He saw the potential early.
He really did. Understood you could build an empire from the kitchen outward.
And he did. Over the next 20 years, he expands. Vegas, Bahamas, Atlantic City, Mesa Grill outposts, Bar American, Gatto.
But each one was deliberate. A brand story, not just another location.
Exactly. Careful curation.
But then, 2021, the biggest pivot, made by Nacho. Premium cat food.
Yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, cat food. Seriously.
Right. Was it just a gimmick? A celebrity thing? Or something?
Well, so the sources are clear. Definitely not a gimmick. It was calculated. A smart move into pet wellness, which is huge.
Okay.
And here's the brilliant part. He applied real culinary principles. Bone broth, high-quality protein, human-grade stuff.
So he took his core skill, flavor, health, balance, and put it in cat food.
Exactly, a totally new vertical, and it's working. National distribution, looking international now, shows real strategic thinking.
And around the same time, he also revamps Bobby's Burgers.
Right, rebranded from Bobby's Burger Palace in 2021. Tighter model.
And scaled it up. Over 20 locations in 11 states by mid-2025. But it's not just growth for growth's sake.
No, it's that precision scaling. Control the quality, use the momentum smartly, stay involved creatively.
Build new rooms, but make sure the foundation is perfect in each one.
That's it. Excellence first, expansion second. Very deliberate.
It's just fascinating how he applies that core skill to such different things. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What unexpected ways could you apply your own core expertise? Maybe way outside your usual field.
Yeah, definitely food for thought there.
Okay, pillar 3. Let's pull back the curtain. Silent discipline. The high-performance habits. We see Flay on TV, right? Confident, maybe a bit cocky.
Sure, the TV persona.
But behind that, sources say he's a creature of ruthless, silent discipline. His success isn't just charm, it's built on repetition.
Deeply. He sees perfection as a ritual, not some one-off event.
What does that look like day to day?
Well, reviewing recipes constantly, dissecting them, running through the same dish maybe a dozen times a week, tweaking, questioning. It's that relentless practice.
Wow, that consistent, deliberate work.
Yeah, refining things to an almost invisible level.
And you'd think, running this huge empire, he'd delegate the creative stuff.
You would think, but nope. He said in 2023, I still test burgers like it's my first day on the line. If I don't care that much, why should my customers?
His thumbprint is on everything, from restaurants to the cat food broth.
Because mastery demands presence. His presence.
What's really striking, though, is he doesn't brag about this grind.
Not at all.
Yeah.
His discipline is private, like a silent contract with himself. He just shows up.
Well, I know.
Because that's what builders do. It's internal, not for show.
So staying relevant for 30-plus years in that crazy industry, it's not just talent, it's these habits.
Forged in the pressure of real kitchens, reinforced by deadlines, honed through disappointment. He's failed. He's learned.
The discipline carried him through.
And it reveals this paradox, doesn't it? The more structure you build into your craft, the more creative freedom you unlock.
That is counterintuitive. The tighter the ritual, the wilder the success.
Exactly. So for you listening, what silent contracts could you make with yourself this week? What rituals could unlock your next level?
Okay, let's shift to pillar 4. Control your brand, own your future. The guiding philosophy. This feels central to Flay.
Absolutely core. His philosophy is crystal clear. He's not in the business of selling food. He's in the business of protecting his identity.
Ownership. Not just recipes, but his story, his whole professional self.
Fiercely protective. And we saw this play out big time in 2021. Those Food Network contract talks.
Right, they got tense. He was ready to walk.
And not just over money. It was about creative control, executive producer rights, strategic input. He wanted control over his narrative.
When they pushed back initially, he didn't budge.
Nope. He knew his brand's value, refused to let anyone else dictate its terms, and guess what?
He got the deal. On his terms, 9 figures, reportedly.
That takes serious conviction, knowing your worth.
You see that same philosophy with Made by Nacho, too. Wasn't a random celebrity endorsement?
No, it was personal, named for his cat. Chef-curated ingredients.
He said, people care about what their pets eat the way they care about what they eat. So I give them both the same attention. Authenticity.
Infusing his real self, his standards into every single venture. Even cat food.
And because he doesn't dilute that essence, he expands without ever losing his voice.
Exactly. His brand isn't about being like the most popular guy. It's about being consistent.
And over decades, that consistency
Breeds credibility, and credibility becomes capital. It's the long game.
So the takeaway is pretty stark. Control your brand or someone else will. His identity became his biggest asset because he guarded it.
Total clarity and control.
Makes you think. How much agency do you feel you have over your professional identity? What would it mean to control your brand more intentionally?
Good question to wrestle with.
Moving to pillar 5, the media chef who chose to lead power and influence. Okay, think back to the mid-90s. Flay starts appearing on TV.
Yeah, when Celebrity Chef was still a pretty new idea, most chefs were still in the kitchen shadows.
But Flay saw TV differently, as a stage not just for ego, but for influence.
And notice how he built that visibility with intention, not chasing viral moments.
Like on Iron Chef.
Exactly. Showcased his skill, his poise under pressure. He let the work speak. grounded in craft, even on TV.
That's pretty rare then and now.
Very. In an era of gimmicks, he stuck to substance.
And by the 2010s, he's basically the face of Food Network. But he wasn't just hosting.
No, he was shaping things. He helped shape the format, mentored new chefs, insisted on creative oversight.
Sources say behind the scenes, he wasn't a guest, he was a builder, actively involved.
Which shows his leadership style. It comes from substance, right? Not just charisma. He famously refused to destroy. Never trashed other chefs, didn't play into industry drama, which, let's be honest, is easy to do in competitive fields.
Right.
He led by anchoring deeper into substance. That earned him real authority, real respect.
So he uses his platform not to just make noise.
No, but to distill value, educating, inspiring, elevating. He doesn't move with the algorithm. He moves with legacy.
Legacy over algorithm. That's powerful. So for your own influence, whatever your field, what would it mean to focus on legacy over chasing the algorithm?
Something to ponder. Okay, final pillar, number 6. Crisis-proofing the empire, the long-term strategy. Flay's been dominant for, 3 decades?
Yeah, in a super volatile industry. Restaurants, TV, things change fast.
And his longevity isn't luck. It's design, intentional.
We saw signs early. Remember when Mesa Grill Las Vegas lost its Michelin star early 2000s?
Huge blow for many chefs. Ego, reputation.
But Flay, he didn't chase it back. He didn't double down. He eventually reinvented.
Right. Closed Mesa Grill Vegas in 2021, opened Amalfi, his first Italian place, a total strategic pivot.
Showed that brands can evolve, change direction, without abandoning their soul. Takes guts to close something successful to start fresh.
It really does. And think back to those 2021 Food Network talks again. He was ready to walk.
Why? Because he could afford to.
Exactly, because he had built too many other streams of influence. The potential crisis didn't rattle him. It just showed the network how valuable and independent he was.
Which really underlines his role as an equity strategist.
Yeah.
It's not just about cooking.
Not at all. Mid-2010s, he gets into thoroughbred horse racing. Diversification.
Right. One of his horses even won the Belmont Stakes in 2016.
Plus publishing, licensing, made by Nacho's direct-consumer model.
So you have hospitality, entertainment, pet wellness, sports.
Yeah.
All different markets.
Built to be resilient. He's deliberately not over-leveraged in any one sector. It's a system.
A multi-layered system.
Yeah. His long game is about diversifying identity, not just products. Don't just be a chef. Be a system.
A system that can take a hit, recover, adapt faster than the market expects.
That's the goal. Incredible blueprint.
So makes you ask yourself, what layers could you add to your own professional system to boost resilience, long-term viability?
Yeah, how do you crisis-proof your career?
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Bobby Flay's story. It's not just about food. Not really.
No, it's about force. That quiet, daily discipline.
Turning chaos into clarity, talent into trajectory, failure into foundation.
It just blows up that myth that passion is all you need. Passion's great, but...
Passion burns fast. Discipline burns steady. That quote from the sources really nails it. And Bobby Flay chose the long fire.
You really did.
He didn't bank on luck or viral hits or finding shortcuts. He banked on skill, structure, and self-respect. Radical self-ownership.
Yeah. Greatness forged in routine. Repetition.
So the real question isn't about talent. We all have some talent.
Right. It's whether you have the discipline to carry that talent through the grind day after day.
In this world obsessed with instant fame, overnight success, Flay's story is a reminder. Something older, deeper.
Build well.
Build quiet.
Build to last.
Maybe you're not in a kitchen. Your tools aren't knives and fire.
Doesn't matter. What's one small habit, one commitment you can make this week that honors your craft the way Flay honors his?
Because success isn't a switch you flip.
No. It's a rhythm. You have to find your rhythm.
Let that thought simmer. Let it shape how you show up next.